Welcome back to the CPC Podcast, No Ordinary Day in Procurement. I am joined by Louise Ashcroft. Louise, want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Louise Ashcroft. I'm the Regional Procurement Advisor based at Crescent Purchasing Consortium, and I cover the Northwest area.
Fantastic, thank you. And obviously, my name's Jack. I'm the Customer Engagement Manager. And today we're just going to go through some pre-selected questions that we've received from around the organisation and from some of our listeners that we've had so far. And we're going to look at and see what sort of aspects about procurement we do and what our jobs entail. So, moving on to the sort of first question, Louise, what is your relationship with the CPC?
Okay, so I've worked for Crescent Purchasing Consortium now for 6 years. My role within the organisation is a regional procurement advisor, and basically what we do is we go out either meeting people in person or on Teams, offering procurement support to our members.
Wonderful. Obviously, I was on the last episode, so I'll just regurgitate a bit of what I do. I am the Customer Engagement Manager, so I work a lot with customers in general, so members and suppliers, both the people that use our frameworks and the people on our frameworks. I ensure that they get in front of as many members as possible by hosting webinars and various different training sessions. I also work with Mark, who was obviously on episode 1, who is our learning and development lead, and we do a lot of training sessions for our members as well to make sure that they're getting everything they need out of us. As part of that giving back, there's no charge to that, so people can come along, better their procurement experience, better their procurement knowledge, and obviously I work very closely with yourself, Louise, as your manager, and we make sure that what the members are wanting from your region, they get. So moving on to question 3, if I can get this out. I'm going to give you this one. I know I think I had this one last time, so I'll let you sort of answer this one. How can an RPA help me?
Okay, so our role is to support our members. So we come on site or via Teams, we speak to our members, and obviously our members have got varying experience around procurement, from some very knowledgeable, experienced procurement officers, managers, to our members that sometimes have very little procurement knowledge. So we obviously advise around procurement, how we can support you. We look with you at spend analysis, producing procurement plans. We would then also navigate you around our website, showing you all the different frameworks, the support that's available via CPC from our contracting team, our on-demand team, and our consultants as well. So we really act as a support. We give you as much help or as little help as you need, and we are the kind of the go-between everybody at CPC. If you need any support, that's what we're there for.
Excellent. Not much more for me to add there. We are definitely a triage team. So yeah, signposting the right services and getting people to the right teams is paramount for us. So one thing I will also say is that we are a free service, which is, part of the charity's giving back is people can utilise us for free. Being a member allows you access to Louise and to all the other RPAs. So essentially, we do what we do because we love doing it. I think that's the main thing. And you love procurement, don't you?
I absolutely love procurement. I love working with our members and giving them the support that they need. Mm-hmm. It's very, very satisfying when you actually go in and you can see that it's just relief that they know that they can come to us if they have an issue or a problem. They don't necessarily always understand the procurement regulations, compliance, and you can talk through all those areas with them. We've got a lot of additional benefits where we've got the free quote tool. We also have the e-portal that they can use, which is all linked to our frameworks. There's so much added benefits from Crescent Purchasing Consortium. That's why I enjoy working for the company so much. We're giving back to the education sector, which I think is just so important.
Absolutely. And as I know, you've just touched on the fact that we do sessions on Teams and in person. It's very much down to however the member wants to see us, but I know you have a very keen eye on going in person, don't
yes.
you? Can you just expand on why you think it's better going in person?
Yeah, I think you can relationship build better actually when you do a face-to-face meeting. I like to go into the organisation, you get a feel for the trust or the college. You can see what's going on around the college, so that really helps you understand a little bit around the procurement needs and requirements because you can see it.
Yeah.
So I think for me that's a really big thing. And I go in quite often, and I'm there for 1, 2, 3 hours. So whatever length of time it takes me to go through what CPC can offer, understand what their requirements are, then that's absolutely fine.
Amazing. I think one of the bits that I liked doing, because I was an RPA obviously prior to being a customer engagement manager, but my job is very similar still. I like the events that we do. We do a lot of events, as I say, webinars and so on and so forth, but we actually go out in person and represent CPC. And I think they're the ones that I really like doing, because you see such a wide breadth of people. And again, it's very similar to what you've said. When you've got that person one-on-one, you sort of understand what they're actually after, and you get that the conversation flows quite nicely. So no, that's wonderful. And obviously one of the other things that we do is we host the PAGs. So we have procurement advisory groups, so particularly you look after the Northwest, so that's another thing that you can help out with, which is a sort of community practice.
It's a good networking opportunity to speak to other people that are actually doing the same roles as yourselves. I mean, quite often they're not necessarily procurement officers, they can be finance managers, finance officers, assistants, etc. But it's good to have that support network with other colleagues that are doing the same role as yourselves, and quite often they've done similar things, because you're all working in education, and they can share that knowledge, share ups and downs, what's their issues, what's the concerns, their tender documents, etc. So it's a really good opportunity to meet other colleagues.
Absolutely. So if you ever want to be involved in this, if you're listening to this and you want to be involved in a procurement advisory group, or even just want some more help, obviously be sure to reach out to your RPA. There's a vast variety of things that we can do to help you out.
And I think from my perspective, I think our members are key to us. So if we can offer you any support at all, even if it's a phone call, an email, an actual meeting, but that's what we're there for. It's all about supporting you in your procurement roles.
Incredible. Thank you. So we both have quite a lengthy career in procurement prior to joining CPC. I had this question last time, and I really liked it because I sort of answered about procuring ice cream vans and procuring I think the other one that I procured was milk, and I had to go to a farm and do a site visit, so very odd things. What is the most unusual thing you've ever procured in your career?
Okay, so I was a senior procurement officer in a college. We were looking at CNC woodwork machines, which were absolutely ginormous. So we hadn't really considered anything about the size of the machinery until we did a site visit, and the supplier said, well, where you're actually going to put that machine, you're going to have to take the wall out to get it in. So it's kind of thinking, it's not just about the specification and the quality. You really have to think about what it is you're procuring, and speak to suppliers, because they're the ones with the knowledge.
And how did you rectify? Did they have to go through the wall?
No. We didn't go through the wall. We had to decide. We sited the machinery somewhere else, which was much easier to access.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just shows you the amount of stakeholders that need to be involved in a procurement of that sort of gravitas, I suppose.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Because we were laughing, thinking, how are we going to get that machine up the corridor? It won't work. So yeah, it was.
But that's again, procurement is full of trials and tribulations. Yeah,
I think that's the thing, isn't it? And I think that the other thing about procurement, in my opinion, is that you have to engage with the right stakeholders from the very start, or you get the outcome like the machine doesn't fit through into the space. So again, I think that's something to consider when you're starting your procurement process. What team to involve? It's
like going from scratch, isn't it? Absolute from scratch. And with all the will of the world, you need the knowledge and expertise of each department, so they know exactly what they're up against.
Yeah.
And if you all work from like a well-oiled machine from day one, you won't get any sort of knots in the system, hopefully.
It certainly helps to get the right outcome. And also, you've also got the engagement of the team from the very start, so they've actually got input to the outcome, so they're much more happy with any changes that may come in, because they've been involved with it.
Yeah.
If you just do something and don't involve the right stakeholders, you've got pushback from the very start. Absolutely. That they don't want to change.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
And that shows, again, no ordinary day in procurement. You've got to work with everybody at your disposal to make sure that it works smoothly.
It is really, because I always say, the person who's actually at the bottom of the chain, as such, are the ones that have probably got the most knowledge about the service.
Yeah. I like that, yeah.
So I would always speak to them.
Yeah, fantastic.
Always speak to them.
So moving on to the next sort of question or element of the podcast. As part of the podcast, we've been asked by the audience a few questions, and if you do want to add some questions or send some questions in, you can do so by sending them to communications@thecpc.ac.uk. The first question we've had from a member is, in your opinion, what are some of the big topics CPC members need to look out for when it comes to procurement this next academic year?
Okay, this was quite a difficult question in some respects. I think for me, we're still embedding the new Procurement Act into procurement. So I think that over the next 12 months, people are still thinking, oh my goodness, what am I doing? So for me, that's really important that they understand the changes within the Procurement Act, that, transparency, social value, that they're actually considering all these things, that they're looking at their internal policies to make sure that they've updated those to reflect the new changes within the Procurement Act, and come to us again. Any support, we've got a lot of information and knowledge around the new Procurement Act, so we can help you with that.
Absolutely, and I think it's important to note as well that the organisation, CPC itself, we've got between 80 and 90 members of staff, so even if there's something that we might not actually know the answer to, because we're all human, we've got a vast variety of people behind us, haven't we, that we can tap into. So, no, that's fantastic. I think definitely the Procurement Act at the moment and the schools exemption, elements of that come into play are the areas that people need to be aware of.
And all the transparency notices, the e-portal, all those things that they need to consider.
We are... Great. At the CPC, we're constantly doing training sessions though. We have coming up shortly, we have our PAG Presents, which is our training modules. There's 3 of them before February, so they're usually one every 2 months. And we try and acknowledge some of these elements in those training sessions to make sure that everybody's as well equipped as possible. And again, they're free webinars, so if you ever want to be involved in them, they're usually run by myself or by Mark, who's our obviously procurement guru. His wealth of knowledge is incredible. He's always on hand to help you with those situations as well. So
Mark's absolutely wonderful. I think what it is, as a team, we kind of discuss what we think our members' gaps are within procurement, and I think that's where we do the spend analysis, the procurement planning, and all that kind of work that we've been doing to help support our members, because I think it's really crucial that we can try and give them what they need. Absolutely. That's what I think we're doing our best in that area.
I like that, absolutely. The second question, which was sent in by another member, was what is the difference between PAG Presents and added value webinars? I'll take that one, if that's okay. Just because I know I run those ones myself. PAG Presents, just to put it into perspective, PAG is obviously our procurement advisory group. PAG Presents was a spin-off that I sort of came up with a couple of years back, where we realised that PAGs are obviously a closed group. They're a regional group, so per region. PAG Presents was an opportunity to, if there was anything specific that we think that all members needed to be aware of, we'd run PAG Presents. So that's a wider group of people that can attend those. PAG Presents now is more of a training session as well, so it's much more of an opportunity to come along, learn about a hot topic that's going on in procurement, or a certain element of procurement that they need to be aware of. So whether it's contract management, whether it's the planning stage, the define stage, you name it, that's what PAG Presents is. So our added value, that is where we get one of our suppliers on board, or whether, from our frameworks, or even just a member of staff. And that's more of a thought leadership program. So rather it being just about procurement in general, it's more about the elements of what's going on around procurement. So whether it be sustainability, whether it be social value, whether it be something that you need to know about, there's something that one of our suppliers is doing that's really interesting, and they want to just share the success they've had from it. That's where our added value comes from, and that's what the name says, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're listening to the market, seeing what members want to see, and that's where our added value webinars come in.
Excellent.
Next we have, what are some of the big things the RPA team are currently working on that people and members and suppliers need to look out for this year?
Okay, for me personally, we've got the Regional Procurement Advisor Group meetings coming up. They are usually about quarterly, so they're worth attending. We're going to be looking at social value. Mark's going to be doing something on the Crescent learning and all the templates and etc. that are available to our members. I'm also we're also got a estates managers meeting. That's bringing together all our estates group in the Northwest. There's quite a lot of estates managers attending that, and I think that's a really good opportunity for our estates managers to network, discuss issues that they're facing, and share knowledge and experience. So I'm really, really excited about that one, because I think it's going to be a really good meeting. We've got lots of things to discuss in there, and lunch afterwards, so that's always a bonus.
I think that's you've hit a really good point there. It's not just the procurement people that we do help out. Naturally, procurement is our bread and butter, and we are there to help people navigate our frameworks and routes to market. But we are also, with our estates managers, we look after our IT managers wherever we can. So we know that they're the ones that are doing the doing, and they know what they need. And we have so many estates provisions that we can offer.
Yeah.
So getting those estates managers in an area as well to discuss what they've got coming up, we can also see how we can help them out.
And I know our head of contracting is going to be attending that meeting, and really it's really important for us to listen to what our members are saying about what they want from estates, and for them to share their knowledge so that we can also take that away with us and improve everything that we're doing. So again, we're looking at new frameworks that are coming up, so we're interested to get their suppliers that they're using and have got great experiences of. We want to engage with those people as well. And small and medium suppliers as well. We want to get those on board. So I think it's really good to network and listen to what you, the members, want. So yeah, it's a good support.
Excellent.
Network.
So onto the last sort of element of this.
I was going to add, actually.
Sorry, absolutely. No, if you've got more to say, go for it.
Well, I was going to say we're going to be doing some training, budget holder training. So again, that's going to be open to our members, and I think that's a really good opportunity for us to meet with budget holders who don't have procurement experience, just to talk them around procurement, the do's and don'ts. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing in the next few months, which I think will be also a great benefit to members.
Absolutely, yeah. The biggest, I think, takeaway is that we listen. If a member, or if you're listening to this and you think, I would really like a hand on X, Y, or Z, we can create a session about that. With everything that we've created so far, whether it be the added value webinars, whether it be the PAG Presents, whether it be procurement advisory groups in general, they're based on what members want to see.
Yeah, and I think we're developing that side of the business
absolutely.
As well. So we do want to know from our members what they need, so that we can actually focus on that. Because if one member needs it, there's probably lots of members need the same information. So absolutely. We want to hear from everybody.
Yeah. Absolutely. Moving on, so these are just a couple of quick fire questions for yourself, Louise, just to know who you are and what you prefer. Dogs or cats?
I love both, but dogs just edge it.
Have you got a dog yourself?
I've got a dog. I have had a dog. I've got a dog, Poppy, who's 13, so she's an old dog. Okay. So she often is just sat next to me all day. So yeah,
that's
she's
your
a good
work
little
colleague.
thing. Yeah, I'm a work colleague. But I did have a cat for a number of years who I absolutely loved as well.
Animal person then. We'll say you're an animal person.
Yes, I am an animal person.
Sun or snow?
Sun every time.
Absolutely.
like a bit of sunshine.
Have you been on any nice holidays so far this year?
I have actually.
Yeah?
I've been to Tenerife with a friend. I've been to Portugal with some other friends, and then Italy with the family, which was absolutely beautiful.
Fabulous. Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like absolutely. You've been globe-trotting this year.
Yeah,
so
definitely
far,
vacation.
So
Yeah.
And lastly, what's your top procurement tip?
Okay, so we know that you need to get the specification and the quality questions right to get the right supplier on board. But for me, it's the contract management of once you've let a contract, you need to make sure that you manage your high risk, high value contracts. Sometimes there's a bit of a gap in that, management of contracts. So make sure you've got your KPIs, you've got your regular meetings in place, and also that you work with your suppliers to develop those contracts. Get additional bonuses from them. They're the experts. Work with them, and you'll get a better outcome.
Absolutely, and likely, make savings as well.
Absolutely.
Moving forward. It formulates a good contract management formulates the next iteration of said contract, doesn't it? So
absolutely, it's sharing knowledge and experience and developing those contracts so that you're improving continuously.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And Lastly, this one's one that I really liked last time when we got this, and I think you've sort of touched base on it already a little bit, but what motivates you to come to work each day?
This is for me personally, I've worked for a number of places, but Crescent Purchasing Consortium and my role within Crescent Purchasing Consortium is just great. I absolutely love it.
Good.
I just love working with the members. I do feel valued, but I think it's a really good organisation. I like working in the education sector. We give a lot back through our grant funding, our learning opportunities. A number of my members have been awarded some SIPS training for free of charge. That to me is just amazing. So I love getting up to start work every day.
It makes you feel proud when you've got that behind
you. It does,
you.
absolutely.
For want of a better term, that ammunition of knowing that we're doing good, and it makes you then want to do good as well.
Yeah, I think we're doing the best we can possibly do for the education sector and for our members.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me today, Louise. I really appreciate your time, and it's great to actually hear from someone who's on the field and doing the regional procurement advisory role. If you want to connect with us, my name again is Jack Horton. I'm the Customer Engagement Manager. Louise is the RPA for the North West. We have RPAs up and down the country, so if you want to find out who your RPA is, get in touch with us. And if you want to submit your questions to us for the next episode, communications@thecpc.ac.uk. But once again, thank you very much, Louise, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack.
All right.